Hi, this is part 2. I'm going to try and whiz through in this part now. You've had all the waffle, so I'm going to carry on. So here we've got a lovely doily. This is a guest check that I did some decoupaging on with 2 napkins actually. The fawn was on top. It's a shame it came out so dark, but then you get dark winter days. And I've collaged some butterflies and bits and pieces on the bottom, and that flips up and you've got lots of paper to write on there, Ali. I've punched some of the edges with paper punch. This is from that Winter Whimsy kit. I've also used that throughout this. And here's one of the tags from the kit. I will pull this one out. I've got quite a few of these paper clips that I've made throughout the journal. This one says Warm Winter Wishes. And I got the idea from this from Laurie Frisco, Girl on the Ridge. I will put her link down below as well. And this is a tag that I've embellished quite heavily with cheesecloth and lots of sewing, lots of threads. There's a bit of something here, gems, butterflies, and on the back that one says that the story begins. So I will just put that back because I want to make sure it all goes back where it should. And here on the other side I've got one of the Mrs. Coggs images. I thought these children skating on a lake were just beautiful. So that's there. Here we've got a bit of nature. This is made with a glassine bag and some doily, lots and lots of collaging with all sorts of bits and pieces, gems, you name it, it's there. There's a little pocket in the front where I folded the glassine bag up, and the little tag says, just like the butterfly, I will awaken in my own time. And there's some paper that's been coffee dyed on the back. That goes there. And here we have a little squirrel, and he's on a wallpaper tag, another wallpaper tag, and that's the back of that one. He slips in there. Here we've got this image which I found on Pinterest, which I've layered up with some bits and pieces and made a tuck. And this is one of the pages from that kit. I did stick these down a little bit skew with, but as it's a junk journal, I thought it just adds character. So I've just inked around. It's been backed onto coffee dyed paper, and it says, we are all like snowflakes, different in our own beautiful way. So that's there. Here I've just got some collage and some stamping. Next page we have a doily with some cheesecloth, this beautiful applique, and this again is from that Whimsy kit. It's of the stag, and I've put paper on the back of that that's been coffee dyed. And here we've got trim at the bottom, which I've left all raggy. This lovely fairy, and this is something else that I've cut out, fussy cut out from the Blue Stars kit, and it's on a page that's one of the pages from the Winter Whimsy kit. And this is the first signature middle. All of them have got butterflies in the middle of the signatures, and I've sewn it with I think it's wax linen, so that's why they're quite stiff, but it keeps the butterflies flat. So you've got this beautiful image of this lady, and here I've put hot cups of tea, warm jumpers, snuggling by the fire. So we just got writing paper with collages and butterflies here and there. This is some vintage trim, the bell. Here we've got another, sorry guys, I'm hitting the camera, another pocket that I've made. If I take my elbow off there, okay. Another pocket that I've made with the Blue Stars kit, and inside is a tag that I've made. Now this is organza fabric on this tag, with cards on the back. On the back is coffee dyed lined paper, and this little bird comes from one of Artie Mays' kits, and that tree is a tag from the Winter Whimsy digital kit that I use for this journal. So inside here we've got another page from the journaling kit, the digital one. This picture I found on Pinterest. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, so I've put a little gem down here and some bits and pieces, and inside you've got this journaling card, which also is part of the Winter Whimsy kit, and it's got some trim there so that you can see it to pull it out. Here we've got a vintage doily that's been dyed blue. I didn't dye it, I bought it like that, and that's backed on some cotton. And here is a little like snippet that I've used from what I made, and made it into like a little tag and just put a bowl pin on there, and that has been clamped with one of those jewellery making clamps that you clamp onto leather and things for straps. And here again we've got this beautiful fairy and a tag that's been made with organza and butterflies, and that's the back. That's the other half of that page, other half of the doily, other half of the bag. And in here we've got this image which I got off Pinterest. 3 good friends out in their fur coats. Vintage picture. Sorry, the back again is all lined. All of the backs on these little journal cards have got lines or coffee dyed something. That's got trim down there. The other part of the doily. So there's lots and lots of trim along the sides of this book. More trim here, stamping, collaging, and this is the end of the first signature. Now this is a vintage piece of fabric that I had. It was all fluffy and everything, and I made it into a pocket. I've layered it with some flowers, and I don't know where that one came from. This is a bit of a applique here, which is vintage, and inside we've got a little fairy tag that I made. This is some fabric that's vintage, and it's all made onto a card, and I punched the side out of that. That was the nearest one I had to remind me of snowflakes. And then I've got some organza ribbon stapled on the top. That flips over, and here, which has got folded, we've got a piece of eyelet trim which flips up, so Ali, you can write here. And then we've got this little decoupage image of my little animals that I've got on my napkins, and then that folds down like that. And inside, which actually comes out there as well, is another tag that I made from my Stamperia kit. It's a lot of waffle in this one. This is quite interesting. I wanted to do something a bit different. So for decoration, what I've done is I've got eyelets all at the bottom. And if I turn over, you can see at the back. And that's got organza ribbon tying on the bottom there. I just wanted to give it a little bit of different decoration. And this is actually a little pad that I've put together. But Ali can take it out, and if she wants to add another one, if she's finished writing in it, or wants to take it out and put it back, it's only been tied in with a piece of organza ribbon and has been eyeletted on the pad and also on the back of the cover. So that's that one. Now we've got the second signature. Lots of collaging, lots of layering. I think this is why it took me so long, and I just couldn't help myself. And this is a glassine bag, and inside we've got this beautiful little image of these little girls. I think this is a Pinterest image, and I've just layered it with some of the snippet at the top, and that's the back. I think it is open in the back, Ali, so you can add something. Yes, it is in the back there if you wanted to, but I kept it plain because this book is so thick as it is. Lots of trim again. Here's a little bird from a book page that I've got. It's like, oh my goodness, I can't think. Scrapbook paper with some collage. This is some more collaging. This paper is from the online digital kit I used, and I decoupaged this little deer and this little bird on there. I haven't filed it back because I actually quite like the texture on there, so I've left it. And then on this side, we've got the other side of that, so it comes out like this. So it's actually a woodland scene, if you could see that. I've punched down the edge, and then that folds out. I didn't add any script or snowflakes or anything on there because I actually really like the way that paper turned out, so I've left that blank. So more blank pages, and then here we've got another collage. There's a feather here. This image I got on Pinterest, and then we've got another journaling card, and this lady is from Mrs. Coggs. That was on the cover of Karen's journal. In the background here we've got the vintage fabric, and there's some bits off snippet there, and on the back I've done a plain one there, plain paper. No, that's right. So here we've got a corner flip, which has been heavily embellished with lots of layering and sparkle, and it's got winter, and that flips up, and it's got some snowflakes, a bit of stamping there. There's some butterflies up here, and here's a little tag, and she came from Pinterest, and this is another wallpaper tag. If you can see here, It's a textured wallpaper, and it is blue. And I don't know, I'm just thinking if I've got any here. I've got, everything's going all over the floor. I've got some white. This was the white one I used, but I don't think I've got any of the blue that I used left. No, I don't think I have. So anyway, that goes in there. Here, this is a paper bag that Andrea gave me. Excuse me. And what I've done is I've sewn across the middle of the bag, on completely right across, to make 2 of these little pockets. And I got this idea from Andrea. Again, I've put some pictures from the online DigiKit on there. And here I've made a little tag that's just on some fabric, and then put on some designer paper from the Blue Stars kit, and this is some silky organza-y fabric that frays really easily, but it's really pretty. And that's the back, so that's got a different type of paper that's lined, because I wanted to not use the same throughout, and that goes in there. And then down here, this one is made with some of this fabric with this plique on, which I've used throughout. It actually started life off as a blouse, I believe, that I bought in a charity shop. And then on this side, we've got, here we are, here's the blue wallpaper that I've used throughout, if you can see that. And I've got a square doily that's been folded with some applique and stuff. And this is one of the tags that I came up with, made with the windows from envelopes that I've saved from the post. I was going to put glitter or sequins in, but I forgot. But actually, I quite like it as it is. So, and that's got a coffee dyed back to it. So we've got more applique down here, some rough stamping, some script, snowflakes. Here we've got a glassine bag, and on the front, just like a butterfly, I will awaken in my own time, which comes from the Stamperia kit. And inside is actually the 2 little girls. I cut them in half, and I put one on that side of that tag, that one. And then the other one you'll see in a minute, she's on the other pocket on the other side, and that's got lined paper. So that goes in there. And I've put it actually that way so you can see it through there. And there's some washi tape on here. Another bell, little ring to that one. Here we have an envelope. I did use a bit of Artie Maze's paper from her Woodland Walk kit. I've actually backed this in it. This is a glassine, well, I think it's a glassine envelope that Andrea gifted to me ages ago, and I don't know whether she made it. I think she did, out of paper, but I've used it in this. I've put butterflies up here under cheesecloth, and then inside is another journal card that I've made with the paper from the online kit, and this one says, "Kindness is like snow, it beautifies everything it covers," and that goes in there like that. It's really hard not to waffle, isn't it? Centre of the second signature. This is a page from Andrea's kit, and I don't know if it is winter, back to nature, or what, woodland walk, but it's one of them. Again, we've got butterflies in the centre. One's hanging out the bottom down here. Sorry, let's get you in frame. And there's 2 little corner tucks. One up there, and that's got a tree and some snowflakes. One down here. It's got a fir tree and some snowflakes. And this is one of the little journal cards from the Stamperia pad that says, "It's that heart of gold and stardust soul that makes you beautiful." And you can see that. And then that one says, "Kindness can change the world." And that is a vintage flower from some of that vintage trim that you see me use quite a lot. I've laced some, I think it was, what they call it. Oh my goodness. Embroidery thread through there, and that's the other alarm. So I'm sorry guys, but I'm going to stop there and go on to the next part 3.